Hi, I'm Tim Tuller, Canon for Music at St. John's Cathedral, with a couple words about the music for this Sunday, November 17th. Our prelude this Sunday is entitled Partita on St. Flavian by Canadian composer Healy Willan. St. Flavian is actually a hymn tune, and I've mentioned this before, but when we think of hymns, we often think of the first lines of the hymns like Amazing Grace or Be Thou My Vision and so on and so forth. Usually those titles refer to the text of a hymn. However, there is also a naming system for the actual music itself, known as a hymn tune. And a hymn tune tells you the music itself, and sometimes that music can have different words applied. If you look through our hymnal, you'll find many hymn tunes at various places in the hymnal have different words put to it. So while the hymn tune is the same, the hymn title and the text of the hymn are actually different. St. Flavian is an example of this. It appears a couple of places in our hymnal. And a partita traditionally refers to a set of dance movements. If you're thinking about the partitas of J.S. Bach and so on, it traditionally would mean a work that was basically a set of different dance movements. Healy Willan uses this term a little more loosely, and it is a set of pieces, but it's more like a theme and variations. You'll hear the hymn tune played straightforward at the beginning, and then he takes you through a series of different variations that have different tempos, use different colors of the organ, etc. Willan is one of the great composers for church music of the 20th century. He was the organist and choir director at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Toronto, Canada, an Anglo-Catholic church for many years, although he was originally from England. Our offertory anthem is Christus Factus Est by Anton Bruckner. Bruckner is known today primarily for his enormous symphonies. He wrote 9 monumental symphonies, and they rank with composers like Brahms and Mahler, Tchaikovsky, as some of the very greatest symphonic creations of the late 19th century. Bruckner, by all accounts, was a rather eccentric individual, and he was also an extremely devout Roman Catholic. He was raised in Upper Austria in the 19th century, and he was steeped in the music and the liturgy and the theology of the Roman Catholic Church. And he remained a devout Catholic all his life. And while he's best known for his symphonies, his sacred music for the church is very important as well, particularly his mass settings, his settings of the Magnificat. And he wrote many smaller pieces, of which this is a good example. It's a cappella, meaning it's sung without any accompaniment. And although it's short, he takes the choir through a myriad of different textures and keys, and he does an incredible amount, and he really makes the text come alive with how he sets it. Our postlude is a short little toccata on Halton Holgate. Now, just like the prelude on St. Flavian that I'm playing at the beginning of the service, this is also based on a hymn tune, Halton Holgate. It does appear in our hymnal, but it's not one we've really sung as a congregation. It's not one of the more well-known tunes. Philip Moore is a contemporary composer. He was the organist at York Minster in England for some years, which actually in that capacity means the choir director, not the actual organist itself. Their naming system is a little unusual, and it's the assistant organist who actually plays the organ. The organist doesn't play much organ, actually just conducts the choirs. However, Philip Moore is a fantastic organist. And this piece is actually more in the French tradition. And then he takes the tune, the hymn tune, and puts it in long notes in the pedals, over which he puts rapid, flashy manual figuration. It's a short but very effective piece. I hope you enjoy the music this Sunday.